before we start the panel, we just wanted to play a short video for you.
If you were an athlete, you would never run only 99% of a race. An astronaut wouldn't fly only 99% of the way to the moon. And a firefighter would never put out just 99% of a fire. The world is to be commended. Through cooperative, strategic, and aggressive actions, we've been able to reduce the global threat of polio by 99%. Now, it's time to finish the job. At this moment in history, we have the know-how, the tools, the vaccines, the people, and the will to end the threat of polio. We know the reasons to act. We know the consequences if we don't. We must find the resources to finish what we've started. Every last child deserves a polio-free world.
Well, again, thank you all very much for being here today. It's really wonderful to see that so many people have turned out to hear about a subject that honestly doesn't really get a lot of attention in our global health discussions in Washington, and of course that's polio. But before I get started, I wanted to thank the people who've done so much work to organize these events, the Global Health Council and Research America. And I'm sure that most of the people, if not everyone in this room, is familiar with the great work that both of those organizations do to promote health globally and also to accelerate research both here in the United States and around the world. So again, I really thank them for all that they did. Well, as you're going to hear from our distinguished speakers today, there's a lot of reasons to celebrate in the fight against polio. There's really tremendous progress has been made towards eradication. And that's, of course, as we heard in the video, largely thanks to life-saving vaccines that people in our country really take for granted, but that have made a huge difference around the world, as well as the partners who implement getting those vaccines to children all over. The organization that I represent, the United Nations Foundation, is really proud to support the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, and you saw information about them in the video. That effort includes the World Health Organization, UNICEF, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and two organizations that have been kind enough to send speakers today, Rotary International and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And the initiative also, of course, relies very much on the work done by health ministries and by civil society organizations and volunteers all over the world who get involved in the campaigns to get these polio vaccines to the children who need them. But there are challenges that remain, and there's even some controversy around the idea of polio eradication, as hard as that may be for some to believe. You're going to hear today that we are tantalizingly close to eradicating this terrible disease worldwide. But there are some obstacles that stand in the way. One is the need for more resources, which is what, I think everybody hears at every global health event, but money does matter, and there is a need for resources for polio eradication. As many of you probably know, over the years there's sometimes been cultural issues or miscommunication or misinformation issues about polio vaccines. And it's also hard to get the vaccines to some of the hardest to reach children. So our speakers today are going to talk to you about those challenges. Also, you need high levels of vaccination coverage to prevent outbreaks and to prevent transmission. So it's a complex effort, but the idea that we're so close to crossing the finish line and making polio only the second disease ever to be eradicated is something that I think would really give a huge amount of impulse to the entire global health movement. Now, before I introduce our speakers today, I do have unfortunate news, which is our third speaker that we're hoping to have, Mr. Winston Zullo, is not able to be with us, and it's really too bad because he's a wonderful speaker, he's just a wonderful, inspiring person, and unfortunately he's just not well enough to travel. And so he sent his regrets. He was very sorry not to be here, and I said, of course, people would understand. And I'm not going to even try to pretend to speak for him because that would just be very presumptuous, but I've had the good fortune of spending quite a lot of time with Winston in the last few years because many of you probably know him as a TB and HIV activist. And both of those diseases have really severely impacted him and his family in a very tragic way. But what you may not have known is that he contracted polio when he was only 3 years old. And the disease had a profound impact on him physically, but those of you who know him also know that he's never let it be an obstacle, and he's traveled the world as a global health activist and as a writer. And so he very much wanted to tell his story directly, and again, I'm not the person to do that. I think, one of the reasons it's so wonderful to have people from the field speak is that they obviously know far more than even the most distinguished experts do. And just to give an illustration of that, I was in Rwanda a few years ago and saw some people with wrist crutches, and in my complete ignorance, I said to someone, now, is that because of genocide? And they just looked at me like I was crazy and said, no, they had polio. And, it's just a pretty embarrassing revelation to make to you all. But one of the things Winston asked me to tell you was that people have said to him, when he said, well, I had polio, they said, polio, I didn't even know that was still around. And so he just wanted to say that, of course, it is still around. He's glad his children have been able to be vaccinated, and so many people have, but that he knows the United States is a place where change can happen and where we can make a difference. He said, we don't have people who are blind from smallpox anymore, and we can really make a difference and make sure that there's no one who has this crippling disease anymore. He's seen the U.S. make a difference on HIV, TB, malaria, and he hopes that people will make a similar effort on polio. So again, we're so sorry that he's not here with us, but we are very fortunate to have our wonderful guest today from Rotary and from the Gates Foundation. We're going to start with Dr. David Bowen of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and I think you all have our speakers' bios on your chairs, so I don't want to go into too much detail. But David is currently the Deputy Director for Advocacy at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation here in Washington, and he has responsibility for interacting with governments around the world, but he also has a particular focus on polio, which is, as I'm sure you all know, is a particular priority for the Gates Foundation, as he'll tell you.